I'm going to show you how we created a beautiful sample board for a customer using 3 gorgeous metallic colors. All right, so I had a customer approach me that has a small bathroom vanity. They wanted a striated pattern, not necessarily a wood grain, but they had 3 distinct metallic colors they wanted to use. They wanted a little bit of a pop of green and some earth tone browns. One thing I really love about the new Color Passion gels are they are a pump and they're so easy to use. One little pump and you can create a very translucent color. Add another little pump and you can build the opacity so easy. Now, if you don't have any of the Color Passion Onyx gel, you can replace this in this recipe with the Alumilite black dye. But I really love this gel because I really don't want the black to be really opaque. I want it to be a little more translucent. Ah, that's beautiful. Easy to handle and you don't make a mess. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is create some undertones on the edge. And the reason I do it on the edge is because all of my colors are pretty opaque. You're not gonna really see the color of the substrate, but as that epoxy rolls over the edge, you'll definitely see some of that edge color poke through. So I'm gonna come in here with some hammered copper and just very lightly do my edges. Now, when I fog an edge, I don't do a really hard line. I want it very soft so that I don't have a distinct pattern on my edges. So the rest of the decor in the house incorporates a lot of the metals, the bronze, the coppers, and the golds. So we're gonna pull all of those colors and a little pop of green into the surface. So the first thing we're gonna do, lay down our base color. And the 2 base colors that we're gonna be using are the Color Passion Onyx gel. All right, so we'll kind of come in here and I'm just gonna kind of randomly lay those down. I don't wanna just put a bunch of stripes. That's not really what we're going for, but I do want that black to poke through ever so often, and we'll drop our cup. Next, we'll come in with our brown opaque. And the reason we're putting this at the bottom is as we meld all this together, these colors are gonna kind of pop and show through a little bit without being right there on top and being too predominant. Now, you could also have painted your substrate a lighter brown and then fogged your edges black. That would have been really pretty as well. I'm gonna save a little bit of that. Okay, now we're coming in with our dark bronze metallic. Now, if you'll notice, we've got 2 non-metallic colors. Now we're gonna come in with a metallic powder. This is a little different than our paste. Our metallic powders react a little bit different when put up next to a paste. And that's why we're mixing up the mediums that we're using. I love to take a powder, a paste, a non-metallic color, and put them all together because that's when you get some really cool effects because everything's kind of fighting and making really cool designs. Now we're gonna come in with the pale gold. If you want a little more gold shimmer, you could substitute this pale gold with maybe a bright gold. This is a beautiful finish also done with silvers and blacks. And I've done this in a kitchen with the silvers and black, and it looks great because you've got a lot of the stainless steel appliances. All right, that was our gold. Now we're gonna come in with our little accent of the olive green. Now, when she first told me about this olive green, I wasn't real excited about it, but she showed me the color of her cabinetry, and it was a beautiful light green. And this olive green from Just Resin was amazing in that color palette. All right, so I have all my colors. I'm gonna torch it very lightly. All that does is, 1, pop the bubbles, but it also kind of heats up your epoxy just a little bit so that it's easier to meld. Now I'm gonna take my hand. You could take a Bondo spreader, whatever. You could take a paintbrush And I'm just very lightly going to start melding these colors, and make sure you go all the way to the end of your piece. If you're doing a long countertop, you want to do long striations. Make sure you push that color over the edge. Now, if you were doing this on a rock face edge, it would look absolutely gorgeous because all of those colors would kind of get into the grooves of that rock face and really give you some beautiful designs. All right, get our edges really well. Any of you guys know Kenny, you know he always says, don't forget your edges. All right, now, the thing about this finish is you have to let the epoxy and all of our colorants kind of talk to each other and start to react. You cannot over meld it. And even when you add a little bit of heat, you're gonna start getting designs that are absolutely gorgeous. So if you're using the Stone Coat countertop products, you've got plenty of open time. I love this. Now let's kind of start giving a little bit of visual movement in there. All right, so there's several things you can use. You can come in with your popsicle stick, and at this point, you can use it to kind of make some striations. I'm using kind of the flat side and kind of just swiping that. Or you could use your hand, kind of take your fingers, spread them apart just a little bit so that you kind of create some striations. Now you want to make sure that you are on a level surface, because if you try to do this on a surface that's not level, everything's going to run. And pretty soon your nice, pretty striations are gonna look like little heels. I love how this green is starting to peekaboo through. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. As it starts to move, it's kind of creating its own little knots in here and little, almost like little wood grains. All right, so I'm gonna let this sit up for about, 10, maybe 15 minutes. Let the epoxy kind of slow down moving, and then we're gonna go to the next step. Okay, we're back. We let it sit up about 10 or 15 minutes. I just wanted it long enough to kind of let the epoxy kind of slow down moving a little bit. Also, by allowing the epoxy and the micas and all of these products to kind of fight amongst themselves, I get a better kind of a view of what's gonna go on and where I wanna kind of go with the finish. So I have a little bit of epoxy left in my cups. So at this point, that's where I'm gonna come in, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of color. This is the brown opaque dye. And there's just a couple of places that I wanna add a little bit more pop of color. And come in here with the gold mica powder. And here's the darker bronze. We'll add a little bit of that in here. Not a whole lot. All right, so now I'm gonna take my fingers again, and I'm gonna kind of wake these mica powders up. As we let the epoxy set for a little bit, the mica powder in the bronze kind of sunk a little bit. So we're waking it up, giving it a little bit more of a design. Wow, that's pretty. Now, if you don't want it so striated, if you don't want that hard pattern, then just go back with your hands and you can make it a little smoother. It's just kind of whatever look you're going for. Just don't over meld, because you'll just continue to mix those colors up. I do want to add a little bit more of this green right here. This green is absolutely gorgeous. Like I said, I didn't really think I was gonna like this green in these colors, but man, it turned out so pretty. It's gonna touch. Okay, let me know what color you would add in here. What would be your accent color? All right, now, beautiful. So now what I'm gonna do, guys, this could be a finish all on its own. Right here, right now, I could walk away, but I'm not. We're gonna come in with 91% isopropyl alcohol, and I have my sprayer set, not to a super fine mist, but I'm barely gonna pump over the top, and I'm gonna create some really cool patterns. Now, I'm also gonna come with my hand and get a few of the bigger drops in here, and I'm gonna let it kind of do its thing for just a minute. Just to let that isopropyl kind of meld, mix, cause some really cool designs. Then what I'm gonna do, as soon as I know that this alcohol has kind of evaporated, I'm gonna come back in with my hand, and then I'm gonna very lightly dragging my hand so that I'm leaving little pockets of that design. All right, so I really love how I left little pockets of the design, and then I melded everything out really softly. All right, now if you're in the position and you're doing a finish where maybe you're fabricating it, or it's a small little table, and you have the ability to tilt, I love to tilt a piece a little bit, and it just gives a more organic look. You can even make just one section move by heating just one area. And just causing that one little area to move, getting some really cool organic movement. Again, this is such a cool finish. If you see something that you don't like, you can always just run your hand straight back through it and recreate the striation. This piece right here heated up a little bit too much. You can see how it got a little blurry. So this area right here, I'm not real happy with. When I torched it, it got a little bit too fluid. And if you'll notice, my pattern kind of got blurry. So all I have to do is just kind of run my fingers back through it, and I can recreate my design. All right, guys, I absolutely love this. It is beautiful. I think I'm gonna hit it one more time with the alcohol, just in a couple of spots. Nope, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. How about that? Did y'all see that? I stopped. That's a first for me. It is very subtle. It has a little bit of movement, and the green is just kind of peekabooing through, and I absolutely love it. Let me know what colors you would use and where you would put a finish like this. Okay, guys, all of these products that we used are available on our website, RK3Designs.com. Also, we have a full lineup of classes where we teach you how to create these beautiful finishes. So here at RK3 Designs, we do offer a full line of epoxy products, as well as some really high-end colorants. Check us out. We do free shipping on all orders over $100 and same-day shipping if you order before noon Central Time. Give us a thumbs up and share this video if you liked it. Subscribe to our channel because we're shooting for the stars. We're heading for 100,000. So with your help, I think we can do it by the end of the year. Remember, till next week, don't be scared. Move forward and be creative.